Alright, fine. Time for a little bitty rant here. Fucking, this shit's been eating away at me. Alright, so, it's the year 2018. I'm playing Pathfinder 1st Edition, and I see, the Unchained Summoner. I've known this class for years. I love this class. This is a class that I love playing, especially using the Master Summoner. It was for regular Summoner, but, it works with the fucking Unchained. Just being able to fucking ruin turn economy, or that one shot I played where it was literally I was the only player. It was a fun time. Summoner was a great class. It really made you feel like someone who was fucking bringing out the big guns when you're just summoning shit, demons, angels, whatever you want. I summoned a giant ape. That was a good time. There was an Attack on Titan reference. It was fun. Summoner made you feel good. And, Pathfinder 2nd Edition comes out. I'll admit, at first, I hated it. Just to me, there wasn't as much content as First Edition. I love taking hours just scrolling through everything, making that perfect character. So I gave it a while, and then I came back to it when all the books are out, the Advanced Player's Guide, and I'm like, I love this system. Yeah, it's my favorite system now. But imagine my disappointment when I heard the Summoner was coming out, and then I read what the Summoner class was. So it's basically a shitty martial class now. What the fuck is that? They ruined the fucking Summoner. The best part of Summoner was just, customizing your Eidolon, summoning shit up, and now you have to fucking share actions with this fucking thing and hit points? What is this shit? A familiar would be better than this, and I understand you can probably get some decent builds out of it, but at the same, it's just not as good. It feels just horrible compared to what the Summoner was. If you gave me this Summoner and you're like, this is just the class, I'd be like, all right, that's pretty good. But you have to take the memory of the First Edition Summoner and just bitch slap it like that. I'm so, like, every other class, I really like what they did with, right? Infused reagents, that's a fun. Was that even? I never played a fucking alchemist in First Edition. But every other class feels unique, it feels fun, and it feels like, you're playing your class. But you take the Summoner, and yeah, they took it in a unique direction. But to do that, they sacrificed what made the Summoner fun in the first place. Like, it doesn't feel... Like, if they just named it something different, I feel like it would be just a fine class. I probably wouldn't enjoy playing it, because I really like having enough actions to use to do shit. But at least then, I wouldn't feel so just disappointed by the Summoner. Well, I mean, just play a Conjuration Wizard at that point, because there's no fucking point. At least then you can be a Rune Lord, have some fun with it, throw a fucking scythe around. Rune Lords are fucking fun. I love Rune Lords, except the fact that you have to take them at first level, because that fucks with my build. I like just doing builds. Rune Lord's a good one, but I've yet to make a good fucking Summoner build. The only good Summoner build that I've seen just uses the Summoner so it can have a free body. Because the whole point is having, I think you had a familiar, you ended up having, went into Druid, have a Leshy familiar, just so you can have, 4 different things. This was my my GM, Zach, that made this. But I've yet to see, a really good build for the Summoner. And like I said, I'm sure it exists, because obviously when they made this, they balanced it, So it's probably about on the level of the other classes. But going from an awesome class where you can just fuck the turn economy to getting fucked by the turn economy, it's just, I hate it. I hate it. I hate the Summoner. Summoner is the worst class in Pathfinder 2nd Edition. I hate it so much. Okay, that was my rant. I did a thing.